Do-do-doon.
For all you mad bastards loving the Big Show podcast, get up even closer on Instagram, YouTube and TikTok, or raw dog it 4 to 7 every weekday on Radio Hauraki.
Yeah. G'day, everyone.
Keezy.
That's
Got
not
your
cool,
pants
Keezy.
on.
That's not cool, Keezy. That's a different guy.
I tell you what, Keezy came in today and it was like he'd literally rolled out of bed.
I haven't been in bed. I wish I'd been in bed. That's the
Yeah.
issue.
Oh,
Mind
you had
you-
a big night last night, didn't you?
I didn't have a small night.
Oh,
just
we
say
didn't
that?
talk about that
Because
aspect
his
of
eyes
it.
are looking a little bit.
Sleepy.
I've been on the piss, if I'm honest with you.
How dare you? How very
Especially
dare you?
when I know what a big day you had today, Keezy.
Huge day.
The huge morning that you had in front of you today. I hope you didn't put that at risk, mate.
Guess
He
what?
said it went great.
Oh, sure.
Guess what? Me having a few beers last night was literally like, this is going to help because tomorrow I have to be tired. And I was fucking tired. It was great. I loved it.
It's called method acting.
It was
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
method.
yeah.
I was like, here we go. Now I'm going to start hitting the bottle all the time.
I
Be a
always
proper
sort of-
actor.
That's where it started for Jace.
I reckon, I always wondered if there was a scene where you had to be drunk. My attitude was, well, let's get drunk. But of course, directors are like, no, obviously we won't do that. You have to pretend to be drunk. And
Any
that's-
opportunity, though.
And that's where you see the worst acting is when people try and be drunk.
Like when you go like this and just shake your head around.
No, I'm very good at being drunk because what the big mistake that actors
Can you add that to the list, Pug Son, of
Stuff
things
he's
that
good at?
Jace is patting himself on the back for?
That'd be a
He's
great
good
No,
at
because-
acting drunk.
Because the big mistake that most people make when they're pretending to be is they're way over the top with it. Instead of being slow and just slightly off kilter, they try to go, and it's like, no.
The thing with drunk people, Jace, is they're trying to act like they're not drunk.
Correct.
Thank you.
So you're just trying to cover up all the time.
Was that it just then?
There's a little bit of it. It's very subtle, Keezy. So you hungover, is that the point?
No, I'm not hungover. I had 4 beers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We were just up late. We didn't get home till midnight because
Wow.
we had the Celebrity Treasure Island screening, which my wife used to work for TVNZ. All of her friends still work there and invited me just so that I'd bring her as a +1 and they could hang out with her, which is fair enough. But then afterwards, we all met up at a bar and had a few drinks for a wee while.
Did they not have drinks there?
No, they did before.
All right.
Yeah, before the screening.
Did you hoe in?
I had a beer, yes.
All right.
Jace. Yeah.
God, it's just so much free piss around Mogi these days.
I was
So much
thinking about it on the
free piss
drive-in,
here.
yeah.
Far out, man. Missing out massively.
Quite the industry, I don't think, yeah.
You're not.
Very good.
Just
Do you,
missing out.
The thing is, we're not hitting the piss constantly. There's just a beer or two here, here or there.
Just
You're not
a beer
hitting
or
the
two
piss.
there.
Yeah.
Here or there.
Yeah.
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 It's a tragedy, actually.
Anyway, how'd it go?
The callback.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those who don't know, got an audition, did the audition, then you get a callback, which I believe is about 4 or 5 people.
Yeah. Might be less. I mean,
Who knows? Yeah. And so that happened, and you go back, and I was like, shit, I wonder what we have to do today. Literally the same thing again, just with a different person. Once again, holding a little small handy cam.
Yeah.
You're in front of a wall. The weird thing about this one is, obviously I'm not going to give away what it is or what I had to do, but it involves me being part of a relationship and a family. And so you arrive and there's like a mid-20s person there. And it's just like, this is your partner. And I'm like, oh, hello. So we love each other, do we? Okay. And then a lady walked in with her like 3-year-old daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that's obviously my daughter, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so it was this weird thing where you're like meeting all the people who you might be having this family with. And then you say, all right, well, hopefully see you next time after 10 minutes of being there.
Yeah.
It was random.
Anybody else there in the waiting room?
One dude as I walked out. Yeah, just one dude. But there was the only other people in the waiting room were the people going for the the parents of the little kid. Yeah. Interesting though, really interesting.
times.
Stuff.
And then
Good
afterwards,
times. Takes me back.
Afterwards, I was like, thanks everyone, that's my first ever callback. And they were, oh great, you did really well. I was like, thank
Yay,
you.
thanks, guys.
Thanks for that.
Thanks, mate.
See you on shoot
Photos,
day.
yeah.
It is.
good.
It
Sign
is
me
one
up.
of
I'll take
the
it.
weird aspects of acting is when you get those scenarios where you meet a total stranger and then have to act together and pretend like you're lovers or whatever.
Yeah.
Very.
It can be quite strange.
I had one. one. I think it was for Harcourts, and just had to go in. I don't know why I didn't care, but I really didn't, and I just had so much fun, and got the role. And then that was with Jackie Van Beek. Ended up being my wife. It was my first time meeting her, and Renee Lyons was the real estate agent.
Right, yes.
And so it was just all improv, the whole thing, and none of our dialogue was used in the ad because it just had music playing over the top of it. And so it's like our relationship with our real estate agent over the years as we went through the years and got bigger homes and moved around and stuff. But because we knew that they couldn't hear what we were saying, we were saying, it wouldn't be used in the ad. We'd be saying the most horrendous shit to each other.
Yes.
Oh, g'day, Susan, you fucking slut.
Yeah. You keen on a three-way?
Hey, how's it get?
Keen on a three-way?
That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
Well, this one's like it's
paid really poorly.
It's short.
Let's got that going for it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's short. So it's just like literally over, and then there's probably a 5-second graphic at the end of it or something. So it's literally which is a nice way to start.
Yes,
I don't have to improv or Although I'm
that's fine. You're good at improv. Yeah.
I'm ready to improv.
You've been practicing, man.
It's actually been really helpful though. The thing that it's been interesting is when they're doing something and you become self-aware. Do you guys ever have that?
In what way?
Yeah, I can be self-aware, sure.
So it's like, okay, so this time we're going to film that'll just be a close-up of you, my female partner. So it's just a close-up on you. Cool, so do the scene. Okay, you do the scene. It's like, all right, Chris, now this is just going to be a close-up on you. So they focus in on you, and then you're like, okay, action. And then you're just like, shit, this is the one they'll be like looking at. This is like
yes.
So I probably do a bit of, and this is all while you're trying to just do, and I've been nailing it until they tell you that they're focusing on you.
You do your best work off camera.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's something
It's your pressure there.
Happens to me when I'm doing stand-up too. When I was about to start last week when I was doing stand-up, just as I was about to start, I know exactly how to start every time, and I just forgot it, and I was just like, I'm on stage in front of a couple of hundred people here, and
I can't remember shit.
And so I just like stood there for like 2 seconds, and then it came back to me, and then I just started. I was just like, oh god,
horrible.
Yeah.
Self-aware.
The Hauraki Big Show, weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki. The Hauraki Big Show podcast.
The mind blank.
Do you ever do it on the radio?
What?
Become self-aware when you're about to go live?
No. I often have a mini panic attack before I go, but just a random one that'll happen just before I go live.
Like the first break of the show?
Yes, the very first one. Or, I'll just forget, that's right, I'm doing a radio show. Concentrate, for God's sake. But no, I've certainly had, which I've already told you guys about, in the theatre, terrifying moments of utter blankness at the start of a play, for example. Not good.
I don't think I'd ever do like a play or anything.
Yeah.
Like it's too far down the acting route for me. Have you done a play?
Yeah.
You've done a few plays?
No, I only did one.
Yeah.
I did one, and it was I didn't want to.
Was it just like
a guy got hired in the lead, and then he got cast in a TV show.
Right.
So obviously he took the TV show. It was at Circuit down in Wellington. I must have told you about this, Jace. And then the director rang me up who I'd worked with on TV shows, and he was like, "You got to do a play, man. You want to do?" And I was like, "Absolutely not." And and it was the lead role, and I had 8 days to learn a 95-page script.
Fuck that.
And I was in every single scene. I think I had one scene off. It was a 3-hander.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, righto.
Righto.
And did that, and I learned. It was even probably less, I think, because I don't know if you know Jason White, the actor. He was,
I know Jason
he was
very well
too, briefly. And he was like, nah, piece of piss, man, piece of piss. I used to learn like 30 pages a day. And I was like, oh, sweet. So then I was learning 20, 25 pages a day. So I was like, yeah, and just did it because you had to.
Yeah,
and then and
really
loved it. Really loved it, but it was 28 performances or something across a month, roundabout.
And did you do them all?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I found, Jace, that you get, like after 5 or 6, like, okay, I get it. I'm over it.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get I didn't really find the reward in going again and again and again and finding something else. I did like the fact that if you had an idea, you could go, great. And we've spoken about that before when you do a TV thing or a film thing. You often have your best ideas when you're driving home. You're like, fuck. I should have done that.
Yeah.
But with a play, you can go, well, I can try that tomorrow. And more often than not, you try it and it sucked.
Yes, it just becomes a job. I remember we had this legendary situation. It was I wasn't in the play; it was before my time. But we had that exact scenario where the main lead in our school play got sick and really sick. And this guy, I still remember his name, Graham Purdo.
That's a good name.
Who was the coolest. Seriously, he was the coolest dude. He used to have an umbrella and just walk around
That
with his
sounds
umbrella.
fucking lame.
No, he was cool,
I saw a
man.
woman with an umbrella today. It's sunny as.
And he was in the 7th form, and I think I was in the 4th form or something. He was just a very cool dude. The day before it opened, he took over the role without any, they said, Graham, do you want to do it? And he did it, and it was brilliant. And learnt it all in a day.
Did he swing his umbrella around?
No. But he was just one of those really cool cats.
Yeah, right.
It's quite good, isn't it?
Would you rather...
It's good to have done. I don't know if I would do again.
Yeah, so what was the motivation
Plays.
for saying yes?
Because I was scared.
Right.
So if I'm scared of it, I have to say yes. If the only reason you're not doing something is because you're scared of doing it, then you have to say yes.
I don't know that...
If you're scared of failure and that's what's stopping you, you have to do it.
But what if it's something that is literally nothing to do with anything you're interested in doing? Like, because it was acting.
Oh, yeah.
And you were scared.
Yeah,
it
I
made
mean, if
sense.
it's like fucking you want to fix this car or fucking
open heart
go for a
surgery.
really long walk, then, the answer's no.
Would you rather...
I don't know if I would do a play again. I've done quite a few.
I'd like something, a real good one, like, what are the classics, Jay? Certainly not Shakespeare.
Billy Elliot.
Yeah, no, I don't think I want to do Shakespeare again.
Glenn Ross. I'd like that one.
Blood Brothers.
All the Beckett sort of plays.
Yeah, well,
You
Not
know?
Waiting for Godot. I saw that one with Sir Ian McKellen.
Yes.
And who was in it with him?
That's a fucking random play,
I
that
can't
one.
remember. Oh,
I did a scene
wasn't
from
Patrick
that.
Stewart, I don't think. And then I'd never heard of the play.
Right,
I was like
yes.
20, I don't know how old I was. And it's not short.
No.
And you're sitting there watching it, and it was I was about an hour 15 into it, and I was like, I bet this fucking Godot's not even going to turn up.
Yeah.
And so it proved, but fuck, that was boring.
What?
Well, so was Beckett,
Yeah.
the writer. He's brilliant, but kind of a pretty tedious character. I read his biography.
Right.
Well, biography. He's a pretty grim, stoic, boring dude.
Yeah.
Most people that you guys act with, right? Do they do plays
No.
or have acted with?
It's a split, yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, yeah.
What about like back, for example, back when Brokenwood was still going? Did any of those, because that's like a serious program, did any of those actors do plays?
Yeah, quite a few of them.
Right, okay. Is it like a thing that you do when you're not, and then...
There's, unfortunately, there's not a lot of theatre around, really. I mean, there's, Auckland Theatre Company, I think that's still going, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And
Making a
stuff
bit
like that.
coming up.
There's not huge opportunities.
No.
I was actually
It's
asked,
basement. It's amateur theatre stuff.
Yes,
It's basement
it
and
is.
Q, and they do some good stuff, but
Yeah.
they're really short runs.
Yes. I did actually get asked a couple of times to do those plays, but I don't know why I turned them down. Probably because I was too terrified.
They're terrifying and also horrendously paid.
I was about to
Yes.
say.
My experience,
Yes.
anyway, because
Very much.
they set it up as a co-op, so you get a percentage of the door. And I
Right.
think I did. What was that month? I got like $400 or something.
Yeah.
For a month?
Yeah.
Shit, eh?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it's
But
like,
I mean, you're not in it, obviously, for the money, but it would have been nice to have more than that.
it's better than, Johnny and I going and doing tours around the country and then fucking owing money.
Because you're on the hammer all
Yeah,
the
that's
time.
your fault, though.
And that was the problem with the theatre, is that you could just run a tab on the bar, and then at the end they'd
Yes.
and then everyone else, I think, on the cast owed money.
That great autobiography I told you about with Barry Humphries and called More Please.
Yeah.
He's got some magnificent stories of doing plays and shit and getting heavily on the piss all the time and doing a scene and running off to the bar and having a quick gin and tonic and then running back on again. It was great
It's
stuff.
unreal, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Back in the day.
Yeah.
But no, if I was approached, she's very elegant, isn't she? If I was approached,
Eyes to the front. Are you kidding me?
in fact, I think I was approached not long ago, but I can't remember what it was for. But
Perving?
Probably
Can you move
not.
along, sir?
that'd be my part. Oh, sorry.
You play Peeping Tom.
She's very elegant.
Yeah, you'd nail that. So what I was going to ask before is, would you rather, with a week's notice, do a fight A boxing
Ooh.
fight or a play?
At my age, a play.
A play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My-
It's too old. Any injury I sustain now.
I'd die if I had a fight.
Yeah.
I reckon in the first 2 minutes I'd have a heart attack.
Yeah, let's use that excuse again. Old Keezy will do it for you. Yeah, Jace will sign up for it, then I'll end up fucking doing it.
Hey, that's a true story.
Hey.
Douche.
Hey, Hauraki Big Show, 4 to 7 weekdays. It's super good. You should check
How
it out.
good is it?
It's so
So
good.
good.
It's so elegant.